Hit it, Phil.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Oh, no, it isn't the breeze. It's Jackson time. La-da-da-da.
Stay tuned.
Right after this episode.
For our discussion.
For several years, we've been trying to get the next gentleman to be a guest on our show. But the matter of union jurisdiction has always been something of a problem. You see, the actors' union claims he's a musician, and the musicians' union insists he's an actor. Well, why don't we let you folks judge for yourself? And here he is, our good friend, Jack Benny.
Thank you.
Listen to that applause. I'd like to get a hand like that.
Thank you. That's enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm very happy to be here this evening on the Lawrence Welk Show, so that I can return a great favor that Mr. Welk did for me by appearing on one of my specials. This was quite a while ago. You see, he came on my show for nothing. Is that funny? And now I'm on his show for nothing. That's funny. That's funny. You see, the reason we came on each other's show for nothing is we had a reciprocal agreement. Reciprocal meaning Lawrence Welk is just as cheap as I am. Right? So you can see. Now, this particular show has to do with music of all the Academy Award contenders. Even though I personally have never won an Oscar for the movies that I have made. I made movies years ago, you know, and I never won an Oscar. But there's no bitterness because many great stars have never won an Oscar. Chaplin never won it, neither did Greta Garbo. So I'm in pretty good company, wouldn't you say? Huh? Wouldn't you say I'm in good company? But there's a reason. Now, I'll tell you the reason I never won an Oscar. You see, I tried so hard to be meticulous. Every time I made a picture, I tried to be a perfectionist, you see. And I did everything to try to win an Academy Award. And then I found out they never, very seldom, or they never give it to comedians or comedy pictures. The only way you can win an award, you've got to do a picture that has absolutely no laughs in it at all. My last one darn near made it. I can tell you. Now, funny thing, when I asked Lawrence Welk to be on my show, he was very reluctant. And I said, why? And he said, well, Jack, you know the way I work. I don't have your delivery, your timing, your enunciation. So I said, Lawrence, that's ridiculous. I'll show you how easy it is to deliver lines correctly. I said, now repeat after me. I made him do it about 10 times. I said, repeat after me. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. He only did it once, and he almost got Rex Harrison's part in My Fair Lady. Imagine it. But you know, Mr. Welk's career and mine are very similar. Now, Lawrence was born on a farm in North Dakota, and he had to quit school and help his father. Now, what I'm telling you now is the true story. And by coincidence, I was born in Waukegan, Illinois, and I had to quit school in the 7th grade. I was in 7th grade, and I had to quit so I could help my father, who had a clothing store. But Lawrence Welk and I both wanted to be in show business. Now, we didn't know each other then, of course. So his father, Lawrence Welk's father, sold a cow and bought him an accordion. That's how he got in it. Now, my father, wait a minute. Wait, I'm not through yet. My father sold a blue double-breasted suit and a violin so I could go in show business. The only difference is my father sold the suit and the violin to me. I had to pay my own price. In fact, my dad didn't even fix the sleeves on the suit. On the suit, that is. The violin doesn't have sleeves, you know. Now, the first time I ever heard Lawrence Welk, I was playing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and lived at the William Penn Hotel. Now, I was going into the dining room, and I saw a sign that read, it says, Lawrence Welk and his champagne music. So I went in thinking, naturally, the sign meant that they were going to give away free champagne. Wouldn't you think that? Turned out not only did I have to pay for the champagne, but I got drunk from the bubbles. Just imagine. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I think this being a musical show, I think it's only proper that for me to play a violin solo and to be accompanied by, thank you, by Lawrence Welk and his orchestra. I'm going to prove that I'm a violin. May I have a...
Jack, just a second. Before we play anything at all, I want to thank you very, very much for being on my show.
Well, you're welcome, Rex. I mean, Lawrence. You see how he fooled me? Can I have a violin here? Thank you. Is this a first or a second violin? Which is...
My third.
Huh?
My third.
They come. You know what? I'm going to play something I never play. That's my own theme song, Love and Bloom. I never play it because I hate it. I hate that number, Love and Bloom. It has nothing to do with a comedian, you know. Can it be the trees that fill the breeze? Could I have A, please? That's fine. This is fun, isn't it? All right, now I'm gonna play. All ready? Give me something. Give me an andante. Old violin. So you want to hear something? Wait a minute. I gave a concert last week in Jacksonville, Florida. And, you know, when I give concerts, they're for charity. You know, they're benefits. I do them for nothing, you know. Honest! So, and they charge... I have to take a note. They charge, when I give a concert, these benefits, they charge from $2 to $100 a ticket. Only in my concerts, the $2 seats are in front. The further back you go, is $3. There. All right? Boom. just a minute. It's a real Stradivarius violin, you know, it's written in there. It says Antonio Stradivari, area code 213. I want to see if I can make it now.
Well, hello again. Welcome to the Lawrence Welk Show. I hope you're going to enjoy this.
Anybody do the pop out of your mouth?
Yeah, exactly.
Hopefully that's how Lawrence Welk did it himself.
Well, we are presenting the Jack Benny appearance on the Lawrence Welk Show. Jack had Lawrence Welk on his show maybe a year earlier, maybe more than that, year and a half or something. And so it sounds like chances are they were planning on having Jack on the Lawrence Welk Show for quite some time, and then probably their schedules matched up okay, and so he could be on it. I'm glad he's on this one. It's a salute to the Oscars, right? Is what the show is. So if you're going to watch a Lawrence Welk show, this is not a bad one to watch. Though for me, it's still difficult to watch the Lawrence Welk show. So, but at least Jack's piece shines for sure. And we're probably going to bring Jack's piece up front so that you get a chance to watch it and see it there. But let's go around and introduce our folks today. We have Hope Sears. Hey, Hope.
Hello.
So glad you could join us, Hope. And we have, of course, Kathy Fuller Seeley, whose new book, by the time you see this, your new book is going to be out, volume 4. Hold up volume 1 there so they can see it.
Like this, only orange.
Only it's orange, yes. And so you have that one, and you have a green one, and you have a
yellow one.
Yellow one. That's right. That's right. So, and you're on volume 4. All 4 volumes are excellent if you like to read Jack Benny scripts, because that's what they focus on, are these lost scripts where you have now we have the script we can read, but we've lost the audio is gone. So it's the only way you can enjoy the shows. And if you read them to yourself and you're a Jack Benny fan, you're gonna be able to hear Jack's voice in your head and everything, and they're great. So I love them. I'm so thankful. They're like the most exciting thing that's come out for Jack Benny, other than this that we do. Yeah, yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. And we have John Henderson. Hey, John.
Oh,
From This Day in Jack Benny.
that's right.
Probably still currently the best Jack Benny podcast out there until mine starts going again. So, but John, you got anything special for the summer, or just a kind of a best of
it's
summer?
summertime. Well, it's This Day in Jack Benny, so I usually do episodes from that time of year. And of course, in the summer, Jack Benny wasn't on, so you have to come up with something else to do. So I'm doing bonus episodes where either Jack Benny is like a guest on another program or some other sort of interesting novelty thing. So to start off the summer, I did a strange record where Dennis Day reads the story of Snow White. And I thought, with the Snow White movie having come out and flopped or whatever, this would be an alternative to that.
Yes. I don't think I've ever heard that. So I'll have to search that out on your podcast or whatever. But is it on your regular podcast that I can get
it
to?
It is, yeah. It's just like one of those read-along stories, like how Disney put out these books with records or whatever. So yeah, it's interesting and unusual. Yeah.
Does he sing anything?
Oh, I don't think so. Okay. I think the way I can't quite remember. I think the way it works is you have like the story on one side and then like songs from the movie sort of duplicated on the other side or something like that. So yeah.
I mean, it would have been the most enjoyable record ever if we had Dennis Day singing "Someday My Prince Will Come."
Yeah. Well, actually, it's not even just one record. He had done like 2 or 3 records, so I sort of put them all together because they're shorter stories, shorter records.
Sure. Nice. That's exciting. Okay. Fantastic. So a great place to tune in this summer is John's podcast, This Day in Jack Benny. Anyway, let's get started with the Lawrence Welk show with Jack Benny featured on it, and see what people thought. Um, I, for one, love seeing folks in powder blue and lime colored tuxedos. I think that that is an exciting, great look that we need to bring back. All I had was my white one, but it's white ghost. So,
Right.
yeah. Well, Kathy, what did you think of this show?
Right. My proms in 77 and 78, my date wore a celery
Oh,
green one
wow.
year and powder blue the other. So, oh yeah.
Nice. And did you guys
And
dance
little
to a
Jenny
lot of
Smack.
Lawrence Welk numbers? Yeah.
So I was just impressed. Thank you. As much when we talk television history, this period usually gets known as the age of relevance, and all the attention goes to All in the Family and the Mary Tyler Moore Show and the beginnings of MASH and all these programs that were supposedly pitched to hip young liberal viewers to try and catch their eye for the advertisers.
And this
And
show was right along with those as for a hip young audience, and I think
yeah,
that's
and yet television history forgets the long running success of shows like this that spoke to, if you will, the silent generation. And
yes.
so it's kind of fascinating to see what made this show so popular and the fact that it's still on television today. That
Mhm.
PBS stations, God bless them, are still able to rake in regular dollars, and more than 200 still carry, like on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. or sometime on the weekends, these repeats of the Lawrence Welk show from like 1961 to 1972. Uh, the sort of endless popularity is sort of pleasant background music. It's just fascinating. From what I've read online, Lawrence Welk didn't have a lot of very many guest appearances. Um,
No.
uh, so this was a bit of a rarity, but hooray to get a wonderful appearance from Jack, who just seems to be having a wonderful time. And he tells these lovely story, little joke made up just for this show about the similarities between Lawrence Welk and himself, and they're both from the Midwest, and and their fathers encouraging them and things like that, and then playing his violin a little bit. It was adorable. So
Agreed. I loved it. I thought it was a fun appearance for by Jack, and it's not the shortest appearance. It's a nice, fairly long piece that he gets a chance to do.
and I was when the show first came on. I mean, first started listening to it, and they say, "Oh, we're celebrating the Academy Awards," and I said to myself, "Oh, how ironic!" Because Jack, always talked about that he never won
Yes.
an Academy Award or was
Yeah.
even nominated, and then the wonderful fact that he actually did talk about that uh,
Yeah.
Yes.
uh, in his appearance was wonderful.
Yeah, because you don't get that in later Jack Benny appearances very often. He talked about it a lot in the 50s and the 40s and things, but
But
it's
with
neat to have him
time,
revisit that
yeah.
piece. Yeah, yeah, I love that. Uh, Hope, what do you think about this one?
I loved the portion that Jack was on.
Yes,
But I've expressed, I don't know if I've expressed it on this show before, but Lawrence Welk bores me to death.
yeah,
And so I was watching this in like 2 times speed, and it was like, oh, this is actually standable in
yeah.
2 times speed. If I could listen to the music like kind of a little faster, like good, and it still sounds good. So it's like, okay. So that's the hack if anybody has ADHD.
Yeah.
Um, but I did enjoy Jack's appearance, and like Kathy was saying, with his talking about the Oscars, I kind of made a mental note to like bookmark that because it definitely speaks to something that I really want to showcase because he does kind of speak to the fact I learned that they never give an Academy Award to a comedian
Yes,
and or comedy. And that's not exactly true, but it's pretty darn close to being true.
right.
And so I want to I've for a long time I've wanted to make a video about that. So Jack had perfect
Yep.
excerpts for that. So
Well, and that's
I'm
always been
gonna
one of
be
my
taking some
favorite
of that.
jokes of Jack's that he's used for years and years is the, you know, so a show that gets almost no laughs is the only thing that's ever going to win. And my
Yeah.
last movie, it darn near made it.
You
You're
made
like,
it, yeah.
that
That's
is
great.
such a great piece, and they've done it so many times over the years.
But it seems so genuine, like this time. Like I've heard it from Jack, but it
Yeah,
seemed very, like jokey, jokey. This time I was like, this has more of like, I believe this to be true.
yeah,
And I can definitely tell there's a little bit of a tone shift of like, yeah, they're not maybe in the and it's kind of true. It gets more and more true that like in the 30s and 40s you did have very successful movies that were getting that were comedies that were getting Academy Awards, but as you progress, that is happening less and less.
yes,
And so it is more true when he's saying it now than when he joked about it in the past.
right. Well, I think too, as comedies become more and more, I don't know, vulgar and base and so forth as time goes on, it becomes harder and harder to give it to them. The comedies that were your slapstick comedies and or your kind of madcap sort of comedies that took a lot of uh, uh, a lot of choreography almost with the way they presented things and the way they did things. Those sort of things I could see definitely get an Oscar or something for just the way they're directed and their editing and all that sort of thing. It's hard to do with some of that, and they did some amazing things in the past. But
But I mean, there's a lot of more like violence, vulgar and stuff that and like sexual and like stuff that ends up getting an Academy Awards now. And it does take I that's also one thing when I was talking to people at the South by Southwest Festival behind the scenes is like it takes just as much effort to put together a joke behind the scenes and
sure,
make it look effortless than than just also putting on a regular like piece of dialogue. So
right.
it is the same challenge, but it's almost like comedians do their job too well and making it look effortless.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I also think that in the last 20 years, there's been a lot more dramedies, like there's been
Yes,
so many things I've watched recently with my wife, and at the end we'll turn and we'll just be like, oh, that was a heavy comedy. Like,
yeah.
so the line between a comedy and not a comedy, I think, is blurring a bit. So I don't know if that will change whether or not they'll
I
start to.
I think they want to say things are comedy now. Like I've seen a lot of discussion about when I was at South by Southwest, a lot of people were calling The Bear a comedy. And I watched one episode of The Bear and I was like, I cannot watch this because this
Gotta
is
watch the whole
not a comedy.
in the over the whole thing. You can watch if you watch the whole thing, you will say there are deeply comedic moments. And
Right.
and the arc is kind of deeply ironically absurdly comic. But just as you say, it's
Right.
Yeah,
a
there's a problem
whole
with
lot of drama.
labeling it strictly a comedy because what?
Yeah. Well, it's for instance, my wife and I have been watching on Peacock. I think it's called Poker Face. The it's very much if you were going to reboot Columbo with a female protagonist or whatever, that's sort of what this is, and it leans into the comedy elements pretty heavily, but it also is a mystery sort of thing, or what they weren't mysteries, were they? The because the reason I mentioned Columbo is the exact same way, where you know who the what was that?
Procedurals that there's been a murder
It's not
today.
really procedural. What did they call it? Because it wasn't a who done it. It was how done it. Maybe
Yeah.
it was like the you know who the murderer is. They establish it from the very beginning. In fact, before you even see the main character, they show you the murder and who the murderer is and the whole thing, and then it's just them trying to the detective in this case. She like someone who just travels around and solves mysteries or whatever. She's sort of like Scooby Doo minus Scooby Doo and the gang. It's just Velma or something. But the
Like
but
Nancy
the
Bruin.
yeah, no, but it's just neat to see how she like corners them and outfoxes them and gets them to either admit it themselves, and then sometimes they go to jail, and sometimes they die, and sometimes uh they get some other punishment that's outlandish or whatever. And each episode is kind of I could totally see that series get some sort of awards for how they put it together. They're on their second season now. It's getting a little crazier as time goes on. It's hard, I think. What seems to be really hard is when you hit that sweet spot with a dramedy sort of thing. It's hard to hold because you either slide more into the drama or you slide more into the comedy, and then sometimes you lose that sweet spot. And I think that's a little difficult. And I think they're sort of sliding maybe slightly more into the comedy on the last most recent episodes I've seen. But she gets big names, boy. There's some huge stars in that, and you get my wife and I, when we're watching a show like that, we're like, oh, they're okay. This star is going to be the killer because they're the bigger star. But in this show, you can't tell. They often have two stars that are big, and one of them just gets a really juicy part until they die, and then the other one is the perpetrator, and it's really hard to tell who's going to be who and things. So anyway,
That's nice.
interesting series. So where are we at with our Lawrence Welk show? I mean, they I enjoy with the Lawrence Welk show the how when they take on like a rock song and try and change it so you get like
Yeah.
I don't get no satisfaction. I don't get no satisfaction.
Oh.
And, and you're just like, okay, they've lost the entire song here, but it's like,
Oh,
whatever.
okay. The only, I mean, Lawrence Welk may have done some of it successfully, but I don't like those in the Lawrence Welk show. But a modern band that I think does like a mixture of kind of putting old songs newer or newer songs older is Postmodern Jukebox, if you've ever heard of them.
Mm-mm.
They're amazing. They have some really great songs. I've gone to see them in concert once. They're pretty popular on the interwebs. So
Wow.
if you want to check them out, they have some great mix-ups that they've done.
Yeah,
That
we
is
don't
great.
do the interwebs. Kathy and I just watch PBS. So that's
Lawrence Welk on PBS. So
yeah,
that's
that's right.
but if you think that if a long-standing desire for music like this goes into the beautiful music radio stations and like Muzak, and so there is a certain portion of the population that wants to hear sort of lovely, soothing things that maybe they've heard the melody and whether I mean, so some people want their Xanax in musical form, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
They say that's very therapeutic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even classical music has like certain properties. They always do study on classical music, how it helps the brain, helps. I don't know how legitimate this is, like helps some people with cancer, like, so
Wow.
yeah.
classical music. But my former in-laws used to drive long distances across the Midwest, tuning into beautiful music stations, and it's
Yes.
just how did the driver not just sort of keel over upon
And fall asleep. I would have definitely.
Yeah.
So more power to them.
Well,
Hey
our
John,
friend
you're
John has come
back.
back. Hey, John. It's good to have you back. I felt so guilty because John just disappeared as we're talking.
and your mic's still off. So
John, can you hear us now? Apparently, John can't hear us. He's got nothing. Uh, I'm so glad he came back to join us. We can all look at John. Look at he's a handsome man, that John. And oh goodness, and his name is so clear. Look at that font. I think that's one of the better fonts that they have. Let's talk about fonts for a while.
Talk about your pup.
And we have a visiting puppy. Oh my gosh. What? And that is Jack. We have Jack is actually on the show. Hi, Jack. And John's back again.
I'm back. I finally made it back.
And you can hear us and we can hear you.
Yeah, finally. My computer crashed, so now I just switched to my phone and technical troubles. But I think they're doing construction in my neighborhood and it's really throwing everything off.
It's okay. That explains this week. Why are you off all the other weeks?
Yeah.
Anyway, John, did you have anything you wanted to cover that we didn't haven't already talked about?
Well, I don't know because I was gone when you were talking about everything. But let me tell you about the Lawrence Welk show. I was really looking forward to watching the Lawrence Welk show. It is infamous. Like if nothing else, the Stan Freberg single. Stan Freberg did a single where both sides is just him making fun of the Lawrence Welk show.
Yes.
And then we recently, for this channel, watched the Lennon Sisters program.
Yes.
And I loved it. So I'm like, I've heard of Lawrence Welk. This is right up my alley. This is going to be the greatest show that I've ever seen. And so then I watched it. And, it started out pretty well,
Yeah.
But as a whole, I would say it did not live up quite to my expectations. Okay, so it starts out with the first opening number, great. Fun, cheesy, and then it goes into High Noon, which I love that song from the movie High Noon. Why not? It's so again, it's sort of a cheesy fun that I really enjoyed. Even the next song, I can't remember what it was. Buttons and Bows. Great.
Buttons and Bows, which Dennis Day sang. So
that's right. Then they get to Three Coins in the Fountain. Hated it. Dull, boring. Then they come back with the dance number where the dancers are being sort of overwhelmed by the smoke machine, which was just delightful and fun. And then Jack Benny comes. Now, the Lawrence Welk show is really a music program, so it's sort of a stretch to even bring Jack Benny in at all. So I thought it was great that they had him and fun. Oh, am I on? Sorry, my computer is now finally logged back in.
It's great. We have John here. John, what do you think of this show?
I don't know. I wonder if
apparently John's not responding, so I'm so sorry.
Ghost John is in the building.
Recording in progress. Hey, it works.
All right.
Let's see if this works. Am I still good?
Multiple Johns. I liked it.
Well, that helps because I got my notes on here. Jack Benny comes on and he does his sort of his chatting, his stories. I don't know. I feel like they were a little slow, a little hard to get out there. But when he starts to pick up the violin, then he's in his element. And his playing was fun and hilarious. And his little asides and little comments are just so honed and perfect. And I loved it. At about the 40-minute mark of this show, I hit the wall and I was like, oh boy, I don't know what more. It was just, I don't know, just kind of lifeless a little bit. Yes. So, I mean, it still had its moments. The big problem was it was not bad and cheesy enough to make fun of, but not good enough to enjoy sincerely. So that was the real problem. It's really in that
uncanny valley.
Yeah, it's just that bad spot in between.
I think your old versions have the very long padding from the very happy PBS person who wants to interview the.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
That to me was the cheesiest part. Oh, it was a wonderful time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide whether I cut her out or leave her in. I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably cut her out. Maybe throw her in.
Those were all put in for the PBS versions. So to take out the original commercial breaks and to fill it in. So
agreed. But yeah, the show, I don't know. Sometimes pieces of it hold up, pieces of it don't hold up. I mean, it's true of lots of things from this time frame and things, but
And really, if you're
John,
thinking
I
about
do
it,
have a question for you though.
okay.
Do you know the way to San Jose? Yeah.
A
See,
lot of
we could break into song right here. This is great.
Actually, my favorite part were the people dancing that I understand was a regular part of the show. And they said that Lawrence Welk would come and dance with some of the women, and they would all line up for their chance to get to dance with Lawrence Welk. So that was a kind of sweet part
Yes.
to think of the great grandpas and grandmas of the world.
Yep. No, I
Uh, the way it was produced though is it's so interesting. Like when the tap dancer comes out, they added in the sound of tap dancing on top of his actual tap dancing. Like those little things are pretty funny. I thought it was fun from a sort of a historical. I mean, some of these Oscar themes are sort of a stretch. Like they said that one song, it really looked like it was going to win an Oscar. So here it is.
yeah.
And then the other, I don't think it was an actual winner. And then the other one was an upcoming one where it's like, we think this might win an Oscar, which turns out it did. I looked it up and
Oh.
it would go on to win an Oscar.
Well, that I was really curious that they didn't play songs from the 30s or 40s. That these were pretty much all contemporary songs
Yeah.
from like Love Story and the
Right,
theme from
right.
Patton or whatever, just prettied up. So
Yeah.
I thought that attempt to be au courant, one took over the line indeed, and yet appealing to their fan base.
Well, yeah,
I think to me that was kind of a problem with the Lawrence Welk show in a way. I think I would enjoy it more if they would have sunk into songs of the 30s, 40s, and even 50s instead of so much wanting to present their Lawrence Welk's version of current songs and things. I just think I mean sometimes the cheese factor is like you go okay well I can enjoy this as they're trying to do a current Carpenter song or something, or even better yet, like a Led Zeppelin song or something. But it's just yeah, yeah.
yeah. But I do think like that's exactly what my wife thought. She's like, "Can you explain this to me? Like, what is the appeal? What are they doing? Like, why is
Yeah.
this show?" And I said, "Well, think about something like American Idol or The Voice or something like that, where you've got these sort of live moments of performances of popular songs of the day. So maybe that's sort of the
Yeah.
appeal." But I think, if anything, it's really more like this is the kind of show that you can have in the background. For live TV, you have it on. Oh, that's neat, and then you're doing your own thing. It's really hard to just sit and watch.
It's
Oh, please go.
no, I feel like it gives off HGTV vibes. It's like in the back room at the doctor's office, and it's like perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think that for many years it was on Saturdays at 7, who was home Saturdays at 7? The great
My
grandparents. They're just
Right.
they're dozing after they've had their dinner.
Yeah.
You got a night before the TV. Bonanza's going to be on in a while or whatever. But
Yeah.
if you think that raging hormone 17-year-olds are not going to be home, but I was kind of wondering there, indeed, in this choice of music, if one you could get paid to, could Lawrence Welk have pocketed some money from music producers?
That's what I'm thinking too. It's a way to put their music, the more current music out there.
But
Maybe to get some
then
hit money.
ideologically, could you think of this as a fascinating way of getting these same great grandparents who hate hippies to actually be cool with Love Story? Is this in a way
Sure.
a sort of cleansing and removing and washing out of the younger generation to make it's okay. It's still
I could see that.
Commercials from 1970 that kind of do the same thing
I
about
can see
let's
that.
show you beautiful pictures of hippies and then grandma and then Coke. So
I can definitely see that. Yep. Knowing my family as goodness, a Lawrence Welk type family. I could definitely see that being the case of like, look, it's okay because the Lawrence Welk has it on, so like can't be that bad, you know.
Well, I also wonder if the rural purge helped this show in like this time frame 72, because in about 70 71 you've got the Rural Purge where you lose Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction,
Right.
uh, Andy Griffith's show, maybe RFD,
But
the
this show got
Green
canceled.
Acres. All those shows are gone,
But
and
this
so
show
for
got
an audience that likes that kind of thing, I could see them switch over and go, well, at least Lawrence Welk is still on, and we can watch that. But I don't know.
Not much
But
Kathy?
longer though.
it didn't. I think in '72 it was canceled.
Oh,
72
really?
is what?
It
It
was
was,
canceled.
and then went syndicated. I think it went
Yes, but
syndicated
it
for
was canceled because it was part of the Real Purge. It was purged,
exactly,
but it
exactly.
survived the purge, and they said we're going to go syndicated. I'm saying, did it benefit in syndication because it was still on, and people could still watch it, where those other shows were just gone, right?
Right.
Well,
Well, what was happening on network TV was the FCC ruled that local stations had to be given back those hours from 5 to 7, and they pushed the start of prime time up to 8. And so they had hoped that local stations would make their own programming. But this is where Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy and things like that come from, is that local
mhm.
stations didn't have the money to
Right.
produce content for 2 hours. So things like Beverly Hillbillies reruns and Lawrence Welk and all, and as I said, eventually Wheel of Fortune and things like that,
Mhm.
entrepreneurs came up with syndicated programs that local stations are going, oh, thank God. Uh, we'll just purchase this package. So
Right, right.
I remember that. I remember watching a couple of those in the early 90s being like, "Wait, wasn't this canceled?"
Mhm.
yeah,
And
so
Well,
sorry for the
and Hee
TV.
Haw, didn't Hee Haw have the same thing
Exactly,
happen to it?
and so there's really interesting comparisons that the two most popular syndicated shows of this early '70s era when were Hee Haw and Lawrence Welk.
Huh.
And you can kind of imagine them being programmed back to back, or would you be Team He or Team Lawrence?
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
oh,
I could see
that's
there'd be crossover in
oh,
that.
I
Yeah.
can definitely see now why more people would watch Lawrence Welk than originally thought. Cause like I know Hee Haw was popular. I could never get into Hee Haw.
Hee hee ha ha hee hee ha. Yeah.
DR
But
549.
Kathy, where oh where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love. You made another and you was gone. I
I
never
think
watched
got
Hee-Haw
a new
either.
direction for
So
our YouTube channel.
yeah, exactly.
Hee Haw.
Bet you never thought you'd hear that from a guy in a tux, I tell you. With that, anything else from Lawrence Welk we want to talk about?
Now that we've done the whole cultural world
I
here.
feel like
Yeah.
I need a palate cleanse.
Yes.
Yeah, just to remind us of the Jack Benny bit, I want to mention one of my favorite parts
Oh, was
where,
he on this?
yeah,
No wonder
uh,
they just had so few guest stars.
yeah, I love the part where he's badly tuning his violin and says, that's fine.
Give me an A.
Yes, yeah. I've
I
always loved
wonder,
that when he does that.
I wonder if this is part of, I mean, what he was so used to doing now with symphony orchestras. This
Yes.
was part of his live shtick with the musicians. So
Oh, I
how
definitely think so. I think it was that a piece of that. Yeah. Because I think every night he did that tuning up thing where it's just like,
Yeah,
ah,
and
close
yet
enough.
I was a little taken aback to have him say, "I hate Love and Bloom." I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
a joke, what's the song about, but it's like, oh, really? You hate Love?
Yeah, and he says, I never play it, right? So, but he used to play it all the time in the 30s. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he does. I mean, I think, and that's
You
just
think
a
it's the
thing
bit.
he says. I don't know if he really means that. He just, he always, I mean, in interviews and things, I've heard him say, it's just terrible, bizarre theme song. I mean, at least like Bob Hope's theme song makes some sense. It's like how does that make sense as my theme song? But it is.
I have heard George in like books say like that Jack didn't like his theme song, but George still liked his. he's like, you have to be very careful with choosing a theme song because it'll play over and over and over, and you'll have to hear it forever.
Yes, yes.
So I think it's probably very much that, like, he didn't really think that he'd have to hear it forever.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at there, and have a great week, everybody. And we'll see you next time for more Jack Benny on something else. We definitely have more Tonight shows coming up if you like those. So yeah, yeah. And then and I think coming up here, it's either right before this or right after this. I'm not sure where we are in timeline, but his appearance on the Flip Wilson show should be with him.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. All right. See you folks later.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Lawrence Welk Show, celebrating more than 60 years on television. Now sit back and enjoy the show selected especially for public television.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Lou Metzger, your host for this Lawrence Welk Show. This program, Academy Awards, originated in 1971 on ABC, and it's so great that we can present it to you right here on public television. Highlights of this program include Norma Zimmer and Jimmy Roberts teaming up to sing Three Coins in the Fountain. Sandy and Sally sing Burt Bacharach's Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. And just wait to see who the special guest superstar is. Later in our program, we will visit with the talented singer Tanya Welk Roberts and hear her fascinating stories when she was featured every week on the Lawrence Welk television show. But right now, here's the maestro himself, Mr. Lawrence Welk.
Greetings, my friends, and a warm welcome. This evening, we salute Hollywood's annual Academy Awards, and we're honored to present a very, very special guest, one of Hollywood's most distinguished citizens, the one and only Jack Benny. We'll meet Jack later in the program. Now on with our Academy Award show.
Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky hopes. So anytime you get low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree. Whoops, there goes another rubber tree plant. Once there was a silly old ram, thought he'd punch a hole in the dam. No one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam, 'cause he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky hopes. The problem's just a toy balloon. They'll be bursting soon. They're just bound to go pop. Whoops, there goes another pop and flop. There goes another pop and flop. There goes another pop and flop. Flop.
Do not forsake me, oh my darling, on this our wedding day. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Wait, wait, Lord. must be brave, and I must face a man who hates me. Or lie a coward, craven coward, or lie a coward in my grave. Oh, to be torn twixt love and duty, supposing I lose my fair-haired beauty. Look at that big hand move along, near in time noon. He made a vow while in state prison, vowed it'd be my life or his, and I'm not afraid of death, but oh, what would I do if you leave me? Do not forsake me, oh my darling. You made that promise as a bride. Do not forsake me, oh my darling. Although you're grieving, don't think of leaving. Now that I need you by my side. Wait along, 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 wait along. East is east and west is west, and the wrong one I have chose. Let's go away, you'll keep on wearing those frills and flowers and buttons and bows.
Rings and things and buttons and bows.
Don't bury me in this prairie, take me where the cement grows. Let's move down to some big town where they love a gal by the cut of her clothes.
And I'll stand out in buttons and bows.
I love you in buckskin or skirts that you homespun, but I love you longer, stronger, where your friends don't tote a gun. My bones get numb, the buckboard bounce, and the cactus hurts my toes. Let's vamoose where gals keep using those silks and satins and linen that shows, and you're all mine in buttons and bows. Give me eastern trimming where women are women in high silk hose and peekaboo clothes and French perfume that rocks the room, and you're all mine.
I'm all yours.
You're all mine in buttons and bows. Buttons and bows. Buttons and bows.
And there you heard some winning songs from the past and two young people who are always winners, our wonderful young husband and wife team, Guy and Rolna. The 1960 award winner, Never on Sunday, was the title song of a movie about Greece. Just to give you, or to give it an international flavor, it will be played by our happy Norwegian Myron Florn with the help of our Escondido Brass. lovely champagne lady Norma Simmer and her popular singing partner Jimmy Roberts bring you another Oscar winner.
Three coins in the fountain, each one seeking happiness.
Thrown by three hopeful lovers, which one will the fountain bless?
Three hearts in the fountain, each heart longing for its home.
There they lie in the fountain, somewhere in the heart of Rome.
Which one will the fountain bless? Which one will the fountain bless? Three coins in the fountain, through the ripples how they shine.
Just one wish will be granted, one heart will wear a valentine.
Make it mine, make it mine, make it mine. Make it mine, make it mine, make it mine.
Very, very nice, Norma and Jimmy. And that song won the award in '54. The background music of the picture Love Story is a strong contender as the best original score of a movie. Here we have Bobby and Sissy dancing to Bob Ralston's recording arrangement of the Love Story theme. Beautiful music, beautiful dancing. Thank you, Bob Ralston, Bobby, and Sizzy. No matter what the conditions, there are two charming girls we can always count on to brighten things up on our show. Of course, I'm speaking of Sandy and Sally, and here they come.
Raindrops keep falling on my head, and just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed, nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun, and I said I didn't like the way he got things done, slipping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to meet me, they won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining. But there's one thing I know, the blues they send to meet me, they won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining. Because I'm free, nothing's worrying me. Nothing's worrying me. Nothing's worrying me.
For several years, we've been trying to get the next gentleman to be a guest on our show. But the matter of union jurisdiction has always been something of a problem. You see, the actors' union claims he's a musician, and the musicians' union insists he's an actor. Well, why don't we let you folks judge for yourself? And here he is, our good friend, Jack Benny.
Larry, thank you.
Listen to that applause. I'd like to get a hand like that.
Thank you. Thank you. That's enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say I'm very happy to be here this evening on the Lawrence Welk Show, so that I can return a great favor that Mr. Welk did for me by appearing on one of my specials. This was quite a while ago. You see, he came on my show for nothing. Is that funny? And now I'm on his show for nothing. That's funny. That's funny. You see, the reason we came on each other's show for nothing is we had a reciprocal agreement. Reciprocal meaning Lawrence Welk is just as cheap as I am. Right? So you can see. Now, this particular show has to do with music of all the Academy Award contenders. Even though I personally have never won an Oscar for the movies that I have made. I made movies years ago, you know, and I never won an Oscar. But there's no bitterness because many great stars have never won an Oscar. Chaplin never won it, neither did Greta Garbo. So I'm in pretty good company, wouldn't you say? Huh? Wouldn't you say I'm in good company? But there's a reason. Now, I'll tell you the reason I never won an Oscar. You see, I tried so hard to be meticulous. Every time I made a picture, I tried to be a perfectionist, you see. And I did everything to try to win an Academy Award. And then I found out they never, very seldom, or they never give it to comedians or comedy pictures. The only way you can win an award, you've got to do a picture that has absolutely no laughs in it at all. My last one darn near made it. I can tell you. Now, funny thing, when I asked Lawrence Welk, to be on my show, he was very reluctant. And I said, why? And he said, well, Jack, you know the way I work. I don't have your delivery, your timing, your enunciation. So I said, Lawrence, that's ridiculous. I'll show you how easy it is to deliver lines correctly. I said, now repeat after me. I made him do it about 10 times. I said, repeat after me. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. He only did it once, and he almost got Rex Harrison's part in My Fair Lady. Imagine it. But you know, Mr. Welk's career and mine are very similar. Now, Lawrence was born on a farm in North Dakota, and he had to quit school and help his father. Now, what I'm telling you now is the true story. And by coincidence, I was born in Waukegan, Illinois, and I had to quit school in the 7th grade. I was in 7th grade, and I had to quit so I could help my father, who had a clothing store. But Lawrence Welk and I both wanted to be in show business. Now, we didn't know each other then, of course. So his father, Lawrence Welk's father, sold a cow and bought him an accordion. That's how he got in it. Now, my father, wait a minute. Wait, I'm not through yet. My father sold a blue double-breasted suit and a violin so I could go in show business. The only difference is my father sold the suit and the violin to me. I had to pay my own part. In fact, my dad didn't even fix the sleeves on the suit. On the suit, that is. The violin doesn't have sleeves, you know. Now, the first time I ever heard Lawrence Welk, I was playing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and lived at the William Penn Hotel. Now, I was going into the dining room, and I saw a sign that read, it says, Lawrence Welk and his champagne music. So I went in thinking, naturally, the sign meant that they were going to give away free champagne. Wouldn't you think that? Turned out not only did I have to pay for the champagne, but I got drunk from the bubbles. Just imagine. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I think this being a musical show, I think it's only proper that for me to play a violin solo and to be accompanied by Lawrence Welk and his orchestra. I'm going to prove that I'm a violin. May I have a...
Jack, just a second. Before we play anything at all, I want to thank you very, very much for being on my show.
Well, you're welcome, Rex. I mean, Lawrence. You see how he fooled me? Can I have a violin here? Thank you. Is this a first or a second violin?
My third.
Huh?
My third.
They come. You know what? I'm going to play something I never played. That's my own theme song, Love and Bloom. I never play it because I hate it. I hate that number, Love and Bloom. It has nothing to do with a comedian, you know. Can it be the trees that fill the breeze? Could I have A, please? That's fine. This is fun, isn't it? All right, now I'm gonna play. All ready? Give me something. Give me an andante. It's an old violin. So you want to hear something? Wait a minute. I gave a concert last week in Jacksonville, Florida. And, you know, when I give concerts, they're for charity. You know, they're benefits. I do them for nothing, you know. Honest! So, and they charge... I have to take a note. They charge, when I give a concert, these benefits, they charge from $2 to $100 a ticket. Only in my concerts, the $2 seats are in front. The further back you go, is $3. There. All right? Boom. Huh? I want to look at this a minute. It's a real Stradivarius violin. You know, it's written in there. It says Antonio Stradivari, area code 213. I want to see if I can make it now.
I'll always remember when Jack Benny made this special appearance on our show. It was a great moment to cherish. Coming up later, Tanya sings For All We Know, and we'll have a medley of Academy Award-winning Disney songs. And a reminder that we'll be visiting with Tanya Welk Roberts at the end of the show. Now, back to our Academy Awards salute.
In the history of the Academy Awards, there have been many wonderful songs nominated. Naturally, they couldn't all be winners. We'd like to recall some of these past contenders, starting with this 1965 song. Candilo sings it for you.
They say there's a tree in the forest, a tree that will give you a sign. Come along with me to the sweetheart tree. Come and carve your name next to mine. They say if you kiss the right sweetheart, the one you've been waiting for, big blossoms of white will burst
into sight, and your love will be true evermore. They say if you kiss the right sweetheart, the one you've been waiting for, big blossoms of white will burst into sight, and your love will be true
Sweetheart Trio by our friend Henry Mancini, one of many nominations for this great composer. In '67, the song Georgie Girl looked like a pretty good bet to win an Oscar. Well, we still like it, and here's our recording arrangement.
Hey there, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl. Hey there, Georgie girl.
A nice beat, a good rhythm tune. Here's another fine song, one of last year's nominees. Rod McCune's great combination of words and music, Gene. Listen to Clay Hart's rendition.
Gene, Gene, roses are red, all of the leaves have gone green, and the clouds are slow, you can touch them, and so come out to the meadow, Gene. Gene, Gene, you're young and alive. Come out of your half-dream dream and run, if you will, to the top of the hill. Open your arms, Bonnie Jean, till the sheep in the valley come home my way, till the stars fall around me and find me alone. When the sun comes a-singing, I'll still be waiting my Jean. Oh, Jean, roses are red. All the leaves have gone green, and the hills are ablaze with the moon's yellow haze. Come into my arms, Bunny Jean, till the sheep in the valley come home my way, till the stars fall around me and find me alone. When the sun comes a-singing, I'll still be waiting for my Jean. Jean, roses are red. All of the leaves have gone green, and the hills are ablaze with the moon's yellow haze. Come into my arms, Bunny Jean. Come into my arms, my Bunny Jean.
Folks, my daughter-in-law, Tanya, has a pretty song she thinks has a good chance to win. And it just might, for all we know, and that's the title of the song.
Look at the two of us, strangers in many ways. We've got a lifetime to share, so much to say. And as we go from day to day, I'll feel you close to me, but time alone will tell. Let's take a lifetime to say I knew you well, for only time will tell us so. And love may grow for all we know. Love, look at the two of us, strangers in many ways. Let's take a lifetime to say I knew you well, for only time will tell us so. And love may grow for all we know.
Tanya, I sure love the way you sang that song, and I really dig that Peking arrangement. Folks, I'd like to do a little routine to the very first song that won an Academy Award, the Continental. But just to make sure you don't mistake me for Fred Astaire, I'd like to point out he's a little older, a little shorter, and he dances a different style. Now that I've got that cleared up, boys, how about a downbeat?
on Arthur. Fred Astaire would be proud of you. While we're saluting the Academy Awards, we'd also like to pay tribute to the man who won more of these Oscars than anyone in Hollywood, the late Walt Disney. Here's a medley of winners from Disney's movies. Let's start with America's Sweetheart of Song, lovely Norma Simmer.
When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you. Like a bolt out of the blue, fate steps in and sees you through. When you wish upon a star, your dream comes true.
Hey, Jack, what are you doing? Oh, zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Oh, Jack. Now lead the boys, Jack. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's it. What a night. Hey, hey. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth. It's actual. Everything is satisfactory. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, a wonderful day. What did I say, fellas? Oh, yeah. Oh, wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Oh, wonderful. The greatest. The greatest.
Born free as the wind blows, as free
Thank you so much for joining us for our salute to the Academy Awards.
Wow. Now for something very special. Kathy, what do we have now?
We've got a trailer for our upcoming episode.
Wow. John, do you like trailers?
Ooh, do I?
All right, let's see it.
Warning, this is an X-rated sketch. All viewers who would be easily shocked by a frank depiction of the depraved behavior of the jazz-mad children of the 1920s are hereby cautioned to tune out.
Set it right down here, honey. Here's your tip.
Just one?
Don't be greedy. These lips have to last me the whole semester. I'm just a crazy, carousing, wild college kid who thinks of nothing but, I don't know. Gee, I love this part. Well, I might as well start packing. Or unpacking. I don't know which one I like better. All my life, women have found me irresistible. I've broken up more homes than the freeway. I hear this college is full of beautiful girls, so I'm going to have to pace myself. I just hope my roommate can handle the overflow. Yeah, I sure hope he's charming and witty, sophisticated. A real man about town. That's what I want for a roommate.
Howdy. They told me my stall was in here.
I thought they canceled Hee-Haw.
Neighborly of you to make me feel at home like that. My name's Goober. I just flew in from Calabasas.
He must have caught the 5 o'clock chicken.